Are you among the millions of people in this country alone that dream of writing a book? My friend, in this video, I'm going to give you several steps that you can use to get ideas and inspiration on how you can finally reach that dream of writing a book. Have you ever wanted to write a book or create a class, but you didn't know how to tap into inspiration to actually get the ideas that you needed? My friend, here are 5 ways to get ideas for absolutely any project. The first idea is to simply put pen to paper and begin to journal. A lot of people don't realize that writing is one of the fastest ways to actually access the subconscious. And of course you know that you have all the answers that you need inside your brain already. If you didn't, it never would have occurred to you to write the book or create the class in the first place. Simply grab a piece of paper and something to write with and write down the ideas that I want to share and write down whatever comes to you. Again, putting pen to paper is one of the fastest ways to access ideas inside your brain. Step number 2. Occasionally, it may be necessary to demand answers from your brain. Sometimes you may need to sit down and just say, okay, brain, it's just you and me. I need an idea. I've got this project I need to complete. I've got this amount of money I need to create. So tell me how to do it. And you don't stop until an idea comes to you. My friend, when ideas do come to you, don't disregard them. Sometimes they may not make a whole lot of sense, but always write them down and then go and do them. You may just find that it helps you create the results that you were looking for in the first place. Step number 3, create a list of 50 different ways that you can make whatever needs to happen. For example, not too long ago, I needed to come up with $100,000 in 7 days in order to hire a mentor that I wanted to work with. At that time, I didn't have $100,000 sitting in my bank account. I'd never created $100,000 in 7 days, but I wanted to. I knew I had this deadline, and so I grabbed a piece of paper and I just began to write whatever came to me. And of course, the first several ideas were ridiculous things that I'd never do, like, well, I could go rob a bank, or, well, I could go sell all of my blood, or I could go find some drugs and sell those. Ridiculous things that, of course, neither I nor you would ever do. But what happens is, because you don't disregard those ideas, eventually you begin to sift through the ridiculous ones and you begin to create some not so ridiculous ones. After I had my list, I began to cross off the ones that weren't legal, moral, or ethical. I began to cross off the ones that I knew absolutely wouldn't work, and I began to put the different ideas in order of things that I could actually do. And you know what happened? 7 days later, I'd created $100,000, and I was able to hire that mentor. One more time, if you need an idea of how to accomplish something that you need to accomplish, grab a piece of paper and just start writing. Come up with 50 different ways that you could accomplish what needs to be accomplished. Again, usually the first 10 or maybe 20 or more will probably be pretty ridiculous. Maybe things that you wouldn't even consider doing, and that's okay. You're simply stimulating your brain to help you come up with ideas and tap into inspiration. Number 4, my students all know about what I call the OTTR principle, which is an acronym for ask, write, do, report, receive the reward. I'm a churchy kind of person. I've got a higher power, and I like to communicate with my power each morning and each evening in a process that I like to call prayer. Each morning, during my morning prayer with my higher power, I'll ask for specific action steps that, if I take, will bring me just a little bit closer to my goals. After I ask, I stay on my knees until an idea comes to me, which of course I then write down. Throughout the day, I'll make sure to do whatever it was that I was impressed to do. After I've done this, at the end of the day, I then get to get back down on my knees and report to my higher power that I got done what I felt impressed to do. which then allows me to receive the reward. Sometimes the reward simply comes in the form of more ideas. You've probably heard me say that I like to imagine that there is an inspiration department in the sky, and that inspiration department only gives ideas to people that are going to be good stewards over those ideas. So if they give me an idea to do something and I don't actually write it down and then go do it, of course they're not going to give me more. Occasionally, like I said, the reward is simply more ideas or more action steps for me to go and do, which will then bring me closer. And occasionally the reward is I actually get the goal. Sometimes the goal is a financial goal. Sometimes the goal is I release 30 pounds. Sometimes the goal is a deeper connection with my wife. Whatever the reward is, I want it. And so following the OTTR principle, which again stands for ask, write, do, report, receive the reward, is a very effective tool that you can follow. Finally, I love using my eyes. When a student comes to me and says, "Hey Eric, I have no idea what to do. I know that I need to accomplish X, Y, and Z, but I just don't know the how." I look at them right in the eyes and I say, "Yes, you do. Maybe you just don't know how to actually access that inside your mind." I'll then look at them right in the eyes and say, "How are you going to accomplish your goal in the next 7 days?" And a lot of times they will allow their eyes to kind of look up or look down, or maybe they'll begin looking from side to side. And because most people don't know what they're doing, they then say, "I don't know." My friends, the eyes are the librarian to the brain. You have knowledge inside your brain for absolutely anything that you need to accomplish. And it's your job to send your librarian to the proper books that store the right information that can then teach you how to get whatever goal it is that you're wanting to accomplish, including writing a book. Allow yourself to ask yourself the question, how am I going to accomplish whatever it is? And then allow your eyes to naturally drift where they want to drift. If they go down, let them go down. If they go up, let them go up. If you really want to get crazy with this, have someone track your eye movements, because your librarian knows where the information is stored. If there's a book down here, down where your emotions are, your librarian's going to go down there. Have someone track your eye movements and then purposely put your eyes down in those positions. And again, ask yourself the question, how am I going to accomplish X, Y, and Z? Hold your eyes in that position and keep asking yourself the same question until ideas come to your mind. Remember, do not disregard these ideas. Sometimes they may not make a whole lot of sense, but if you write them down and do them, as long as they're legal, moral, and ethical, I promise you will get that much closer to your goal. My friend, again, this is Eric Bailey. Thanks again for watching. Way to go, my friend. You know the drill. As always, please make sure to hit like and subscribe to our channel for updated videos each and every week. Of course, if you know someone that would benefit from this content, make sure to send this video to them and or post on your social media page. And as always, if you really want to take your life to the next level, come join us at one of our next events. I promise your life will forever be changed for the good.